They made me walk
I hope
home.
so.
Damn, holy. That's
They
fun.
also
Sorry.
walked home. It's New York.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Yeah. Oh fuck. All right. Hi guys. Weird energy in here tonight. I've pasted a watch together. I mean, whatever music link, and
Hold
if you
on,
guys
I
would
need
like it,
5 more
please get in
minutes.
there. Oh,
He's about to
I'm
bust.
watching. I'm watching this guy take apart a car and deep clean everything,
Mm.
and it's tingling all the right spots in my brain.
mhm.
I can
Okay,
wait.
I'll pull away.
Dare I say, tingle these nuts?
I don't want to know which parts
Lily.
you're
Can you
tingling.
kill her tonight?
Yes.
I'm.
Death by
I
Lily.
can either confirm or deny who's gonna die.
Me.
Alrighty.
Me.
Kill me.
Let's get
Busy.
some 20-sided dies in the
Yeah.
chat. Please, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between.
All right, off to a strong start of the even keels.
Oh,
Here
it
it
was
is.
meant to be. It was fate.
Can I use my
We're missing
whisper
one.
session to
Someone
follow?
who is cowardly. All right, Caitlin, please inform us. Hold on, wait. Let me get the can. Hold it up to my microphone. Ah, there we go.
Nice.
What happened last time? I forget. It's because of the overdoses on Monster.
Last time on this game, Nape game, go in chronological order. There was a werewolf incident. Zeren attacked some poor villager's home. Didn't kill anyone, but caused a lot of ruckus. The next day, Adelante and Zeren discovered the home, gave them lots of money, and were like, oops, it really sucks about that big wolf attack, man. Oof. And then they headed somewhere. I genuinely do not know where Adelante is right now.
The capital city of the split continent, Mardania.
Oh yeah. I'm so zoomed out I can't see their token. They did some god questioning. Got some answers. Meanwhile, Mage and Malia, well, mostly just Mage. Mage was chilling in the town on the Ukrella Crescent. I can't see what it's called because there's so many names in the way.
Real.
Really?
Real.
While Mage was answering many questions, doing many studies, Malia traveled to a close town, Musta Close, alone to purchase supplies for the town, and they got up to some stuff we couldn't see, so I guess that happened. Nobody knows what happened there. Meanwhile, me and Ku and Aiden parted ways with Urena and went to Everwinter, where we spoke with my father about getting a ship and maybe some boots. I got a ship. Ku tried to put the Riz on my dad to give Ku a job. Sort of worked. And we took a ship after getting teleported all the way back to Wellfish. Almost immediately after getting off the ship, it fucking exploded. As, you know, very suspicious ship times. We headed into the Mushroom Land, which was surprisingly void of mushrooms due to repeated air raid bombings. And I found some allies that I had met previously to help me free Jacob, assuming that it would be as painful and as deadly as the last time we saw someone interact with the orb. But we remembered that you can combine all the amulets into a key. So Ku did so, successfully passing like 5 extremely hard DC saves in a row because Ku's a god, and unlocking the, I guess, plane that Jacob was in. And that's basically where we stopped, as we were enveloped by light.
That is where we stopped, and it is in that moment that we will pick back up. Those of you that were stood atop the pedestal in the room, this gigantic orb, were swept away. Both of you have experienced this before and know enough about the ambulance to realize that this is most likely the sealed demiplane that you have been attempting to open unknowingly for quite some time. Since before even any of you were a part of this journey. Four of you stand there in this white empty space that seems to stretch out for forever and also seems to end at the end of your own arm span. You can see far away from you, but deceptively close, there is a beautiful looking, slender man. Raven black hair, dark robes, a softly pulsing purple amulet chain around his neck. And as he turns to regard you, you see that his face does not shift and change, that he does not warp, and that his eyes are not burning coals of red. Hello.
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 I suppose introductions are in order. As he runs a calculating gaze across the four of you.
My name is Kuposhek. Caitlin, you want to be more formal?
Yeah, I'll step forward. I'm Caitlin Tanneman. I was sent here to help you by the one known as War. I guess you'd call them your auntie?
And it seems I owe my thanks. It is strange to see the Paladins of War after so long. But I cannot understand, how is she here? And he points at Lara. The wardens were all sent away. Have they been returned?
I'm just gonna turn and look at Lara, like, explain.
She, eyebrows up, wide-eyed, confused, looks at you and gives like a I don't know, shake of her head.
It's been a long time since you've been sealed, I'm sure you know. I guess my friend here doesn't know what you mean. Her bloodline may be interesting, but whatever you say is unbeknownst to her.
I see. Do you all swear allegiance to war?
Well, kind of a free agent myself personally, but, good friends.
I suppose I should have expected the world to be filled with faithless.
Damn!
Well, wouldn't say I'm faithless, just I had a lot of gods trying to get me to fight another.
Ever since Celestia sealed the five gods, they've definitely weakened in faith. Being unable to act as they wish upon the world.
For the first time, an undisguised emotion flashes also across his face. He's been very composed this whole time. You see anger in his features before he controls them.
Aiden sort of smirks at that.
Then allow me to introduce myself. I am the first man, Jacob Eveningstar, High Prophet of Karak, the one true divinity of this land. And you have come, as was promised, highest. It is good to see the new Premier of War.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Your name precedes you.
You are here to free me?
Of course.
That's the intention.
War has told me that whatever your goal is will be very helpful for her goal. I'm here to help you. In whatever way you see fit.
Yeah. A lot's changed out there, and a lot of new things to take in.
There were more of you last time I glanced outside. I've had a fractured view for the years, but I was able to draw the pieces of my prison together. I have seen 6. But I only see 2 of those here. If you cast the others beside as the fools that they are.
We saw it better fitting to be able to discuss some, especially amongst more wizened council, as others had their own priorities and rattlings of faith to fight through.
Yes, many of the others are faithless, or even unfaithful, you can say. They are good people, but I don't think they have what it takes.
Followed through coming here with her on the belief that balance could be had in the world again with you now.
Balance.
I would not claim to know exactly what that is. But obviously you much more reasonable sight
just look at Jacob and say, balance, revenge. I tilt my head.
Very well. If you are here to help me, then do you have my spell book?
First I've heard of it.
Assume then Albus might be going after that.
Albus.
One of the wizards who originally guided us to you.
Last guard.
Yes. Worked with him, but not holding any loyalties, which is why we stand here now with your door open.
Albus had no idea that he had worked for the Order of Balance. A long time has passed and his mind was changed.
Very well. I must reacquire that. It is the only way that I can acquire the power for what needs to be done.
Such an endeavor.
Of course. And he smiles, and it's like all of a sudden this like very suspicious person that you've been talking to, who's been regarding you very coolly, disappears, and he smiles broadly, and it changes his whole face. And you see laugh lines that weren't there before appear, and a crinkled brow, and he looks a few years younger just from the smile. His eyes almost seem to brighten. I am always happy to meet new friends. It has been such a long time. Forgive me, you remind me of a man I once knew. Roland Norseman. My steward in a time long past. Please, you said you're here to show me the door. I would very much like to return to my world.
Well, usually there's a big obvious portal thingy. I look around, I assume nothing.
Mm-mm.
Do I still have the key in my hand? Because I was the one who opened it.
Yeah, you look down and you realize that it is still clutched tightly in your hand.
This is gonna look dumb if it doesn't work, but I'm just gonna try to use the key on the air.
You hold up the key to the air. And as it kind of holds there, you look around for a moment, and then there is a pulse both from the key in your hand, the combined amulet, as well as the amulet on Jacob's chest. And they pulse again, synchronizing. And then there is a flash of darkness that seems to come in from the edges. And you are taken back to the rift. You guys are all still on the wrong fucking layer. Hold on.
Yeah, I see nothing.
The darkness consumes.
should be able to see now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, as Ku says, if anyone knows anything about your spellbook, it'll be Albus Crimson. And I guess our only current lead on his whereabouts is probably the Derrican.
Just about, really? Also,
Beast has been freed.
not our finest work, but, was they trying to get to you and having all the keys? Also,
You can
Must know where the parasite is.
Paris.
demon.
Creature whose name I bore.
Right.
Velixar.
So interesting happenstance with that. Possibly banished or released in a different area at the split when we dealt with various vampires who were trying to take the keys from us.
We saw Velixar rendered from your flesh before our very eyes, but
Yes.
then he dissipated.
You did not see him die, then the goddess did not kill it. To recover its power.
Right.
Do you know what War's goal is, highest?
She'll just smile. Not at all. But I get the feeling, much like me, she wants a little revenge on her so-called friend, Celestia.
Believe that there is more than possibility. The goddess has been lax, it seems.
Yeah. A bit.
Where shall we start our search? And you see, he does not seem surprised at all by the surroundings that he finds himself in.
Probably, if we're going after the Hurricane, I'm not sure. Well, Parasite would be at the split, more to the south. At least from what we've last seen.
I cannot control creature, the demon, unless I have my book.
Well then,
It was stolen from me while I was still free. Though I hunted it, I was unable to recover it. It is said that Derrican used it to recover its true form when it was bound to human flesh. It still bears his mark. If we could find the beast, we should be able to make it tell us what we need, if it hasn't already recovered it.
Can you fight without your book?
It's been an age since I've held a sword, but I was the first of my kind to do so. can fight.
It's good.
Seeing him a little bit better in like not more normal light but less washed out light, his build is very much like that of a woodsman, a ranger. He's lithe and lightly muscled rather than having huge shoulders or anything like that. He doesn't look like he could beat Caitlyn or Laura in an arm wrestling contest, but he looks like you could run for hours without getting tired, or move very quietly if the occasion called for it.
Hmm.
You need to tell me of the world, everything that I will need to know.
Oh boy, where do we start?
There once was a man from Nantucket.
We're effectively in the Gellerstone. Artifice been at war.
Lord Draw.
Yeah, you explain to him as you once again fight your way out of the mushroom dungeon with fire and blade. And you eventually are able to make your way out. Aiden remains very quiet, as does the pair of paladins. Laura seems less quiet and more like attentively at your elbow, Caitlyn, in case you have any requirements for her, or requests. And you make your way up and are shown up onto the landing by Ruin. Jacob seems very surprised to see a Pegasus, mentioning that they were all wiped out in his time.
Well, I guess he really isn't from this time.
Really just Skyrim music, huh?
Probably some ancient memory of wars. He was gifted to me.
A fine gift. Though I do not think he will be enough to transport all of us across this changed world. He's looking at the world map that you've shown him.
Hmm.
This
And
is
I'll
where
bring you guys back to the world map as well at this moment.
this is where the big question gets asked. Should we reconnect with our allies? I mean, towards Cuba.
If you think our mode of instant teleportation would be pliable to the situation? Other than that, we might be stuck with getting a boat. Just on the, lack of spells situation.
I'll look up to Jacob. We have a friend who may be able to give us faster transport. But they are one of these, as you call them, faithless.
I guess faithless. Forgive my ignorance. Obviously, I assume Celestia is a sore subject, but
Goddess is never far away from the edge of conversation.
would be many gifts received from her end, and I think you would have probably proportional faith to her. Maybe?
I bear no immediate ill will. She has kept the world together. I just wish to show her reason. There's no justice, no order, no understanding, no practicality in what she has done. I am merely here to right a wrong.
Fair enough. Just be ready to answer some probably very invasive questions then. Shall I send the message, Galen?
Nods.
To the A-pod.
I want you to put it in the chat. I want you to like narrate it, but also put it in chat so we can have the log of messages for this thing.
Which
like
chat? The public. Oh god. All right.
I'm gonna screenshot this afterwards.
Was that green person?
That was Lady Firathine, who you met previously.
Very fine. Excellent, excellent.
Across the world, there are electronic pings in devices, in pockets, in bags, on tables. You all look down and see that you have received a message. And immediately the group chat goes, many people are typing. I wish I had an automated voice, like a text-to-speech for Discord, so that it could be like, Jacob is what? Also demon free, super good. You, huh?
I'm also kind of trying to get a read on Aiden.
Hey there.
I'm not sure how to feel about this person. Quite a bit of effort was put in to seal him away, but he doesn't strike me as an evil man.
Well, there was also the demon that he was kind of fused with, so I guess it's balanced things out a little.
Really, I'm not I'll be sleeping with one eye open.
Fair, fair. Usually do anyway.
Your phone is really going off. You should probably get that. I like that. I'd like to imagine Caitlyn just dispassionately looking at Ku, the phone buzzing in her pocket. She is not pulling it out to look at it.
No,
Yeah.
she's sort of thinking. I've seen Aiden use like high level magic, right?
I think you saw him use a 7th level spell.
Aiden, you're like a wizard, right?
Right.
We could
Can
trace
you, can you teleport us like Mage does? And I don't know if that's a thing druids can do.
Let me double check his current spell list. I can link trees or plant life together, but I have to have seen them before.
Alright, so we can at least get over to the right continent.
Hatch any trees in Gatefort?
I will be 100% honest, I don't know. He's definitely seen a tree there. If you so wish.
Not even having looked at her phone yet. If Mage is uncooperative, we might need to use your tree thing.
I'll be sure to have it prepared in the morning.
Seems like, well, he said he'll see us tomorrow. I think he might need to prepare it. So we have time.
So Jacob, you hungry?
Starved.
I know, who makes a good everything?
Is there anything you had in mind? I could try and make it up with recipes I know.
You know, I haven't had pheasant in a really long time.
Oh,
Used to hunt them myself. And he reaches as if towards his belt for something that is clearly long gone.
bow, I assume. I think we'll be able to outfit you properly when the chance at a more populated. But I mean, mushrooms around. See if there's any pheasants around. It might be a bit tough after the war bombing.
War bombing? Oh yes, the Galarian stub military. These Ficers of art.
Yeah. They
These guys are boomer.
cleaned up a little bit of a mistake I made, but also something that kept your mirror safe. more or less against people who are, more being aggressors and trying to use you, I guess, in this way. It's a bit rude to say, but, it's kind of good that the vampires weren't really the first thing that you met.
Agreed. I suppose we should set some sort of camp and wait out the night. It is. He looks around at the mushroom forest that he finds himself in. Good and exceedingly strange. Be back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I have in my notes here that I have a certain person's phone number. So I want to text Vega.
Hmm?
Do you know where Albus is? Question mark.
You don't get an immediate response.
Understandable.
Would you like to make a Riz check?
That's not a thing.
Do
It is.
Make a Riz check.
But I.
Okay, let me
but
check your
that's
current standing.
literally all I type though. I'm not gonna message anything else. I'm not gonna.
No,
be
I
like,
understand. I'm saying,
"Please."
like, you have talked to Vega quite a bit before, and you are one of the people that got her phone number, and have not made.
I'm
Good
gonna
lord.
use my once perception.
Okay, this is not a persuasion check, but
Oh, yeah.
The duality
But-
of man.
You said
your current Riz score is at 13, so that's actually a 33. So it's only about 15 minutes before you get a response back.
Ooh. Same day
No.
response.
But I could find out. What's it worth to you? Space question mark.
He might know where some very powerful artifacts are. Winky face.
So never mind. She says, I'll see if I have time.
Smiley face, thumbs up.
So, Jacob.
He'll look up. He's like sitting by the fire, one arm around one of his knees, the other hand thrown up beside him, holding himself up. Despite like the fact that his clothing is fairly archaic, like very simply like a cut out set of robes draped over him and tied at his waist. He doesn't look like he's a man out of time. Like,
They're very with the times. Curious, because obviously, expecting all sorts of things different. Not in a bad way, but, very good surprises. Kind of picking your mind a little, not trying to be rude, but, curious how you feel of people and, from other realms and such.
I've not had much experience. It was said that the wardens came from a land far away, rescued from their god by the hands of Ashur and Celestia. They guided fledgling humanity for many years. I had many friends amongst them. It is a shame what happened. What had to happen.
None survived, huh? I could.
Give me 1 second, guys.
Mm.
Sorry.
I could very much relate on that, on the loss of good friends and some situations I'm sure both of us probably felt could have been very different.
I have many regrets. Life as long as mine, it's not uncommon, but when you are the only one who can do what needs to be done, you do it.
Yeah, that does kind of get lonely sometimes. So, you wouldn't take issue if somebody was from another realm here, right?
He'll glance at you a little bit more intensely. No. Not unless they gave me reason.
Try not to.
I hope so.
So who do you miss most?
I'm sorry?
Who do you miss most?
He looks away and into the fire. And you can see it reflecting in his eyes. And he opens his mouth, closes it. I miss feeling the warm hand of my god.
I see. If they wouldn't
Of
see
you.
it.
Whom do you miss?
I miss a lot of. I've been through more lifetimes than I probably should be. But I finally got one of them back. One that I, in another life lost very, very dear to me. Aiden. And curiously enough, I'm still not sure how. More or less, the vampires were trying to press us to surrender the amulets. tried to use him as a bait, but he is also not from this material plane. I love him dearly. I still have the fear
You
every
should
day
be
that
prepared.
Hmm?
Fight for what you love. Otherwise, you will lose it.
No. That's why you're here. Like I said, many of the gods have just tried to pit me to fight someone else. That's not living the life I want. So I'm trying to make one with him. Just kind of find a spot of peace in this. No, I don't think I'll ever get it. So I'll just keep enjoying what I have right now.
Of wisdom that I did not in years. Be interested to hear about these lives of yours. And again, it's like he's reaching for something. You can see his hand almost shaped like he would be holding a pen, perhaps a quill. As if he's accustomed to taking notes in a journal, in a book.
Be more than happy to talk your ear off and share plenty of curiosities.
I would look forward.
Of course, I hope you don't mind mushroom stew tonight. There's a lot of it going around.
He smiles wryly and will eat. Is there anything specific that you guys would like to do this evening?
I guess entertain Jacob with my many lives.
Okay.
I do sort of want to learn what he means by wardens, like more detail into that.
Sure. If you ask him and continue asking, he will tell you about a race of tall, golden-skinned beings. They were saved from a world that was being destroyed by demons controlled by a deity, and their god, Rana, abandoned them. In their moment of greatest need, literally while they were being penned up and slaughtered by demons from the sky, a group of them, several thousand, were offered the chance to escape into this world and be saved by Celestia and Ashur. He will also tell you that it was Karak's idea that humanity should have wardens, but he suggested Celestia's elves for the job. However, the elves refused. The wardens, as they came to be known, are not dissimilar to what you would have learned about in your paladin training as angels. And the last of them died fighting for Ashur in the War of the Gods. They have not been seen since. But it is said that many of them bore children with humans, and that their bloodlines still continue to this day. You can come to assume that most modern-day Aasimar can trace their lineage back to the Wardens, even this many thousands of years in the future.
I just want to make sure that Lara takes us in. I'm sure she'd be very interested.
Very much so. He will also in turn ask everything. He's constantly asking questions that come back to the Darrican, the demon Velixar, the state of the world and the gods, and what specific orders you have given, what knowledge you have gained. And just to make it easier, I'll ask, is there anything that you guys are unwilling to talk to him about?
Not really.
Pretty honest. Also, to be able just to get a better gauge on his reactions.
Sure. Do you want to? Why don't you give me an insight check as the night goes on? It's like a long form, sort of trying to figure him out.
Puzzle the man together from the faces he perceives.
I'm not gonna bring up the mushrooms, because that's a cool thing to bring up.
I would. I mean, yeah, I would.
Goodness. Ku, why don't you ask me 2 questions about him that you think you'd be able to determine? It's natural 20. What is the 1 question?
So, 2 questions or 1?
2 questions because you got a nat 20.
Okay. Does he seem genuinely concerned about the world, or is this a vendetta / kind of like love note on the factor of like assuming that missing to be able to touch his god is kind of like vengeance instead?
Maybe not vengeance, but you can tell that he is driven by his faith above everything else. He served the gods directly for a century. And for 20 years at that time, he was the only human being on the planet. He traveled all over, visiting places and recording information about the native peoples at the time, the many different and varied races of the world. And then he guided, alongside gods that walked the land, a fledgling humanity. He chose and served the god that he believed should be supreme in the world. He is driven by faith above all else. It's not that he is out for revenge or that he is out to save every person. He is... It sounds silly if I say he's doing it for religious reasons, but he is doing it because he owes his chosen god his life. He believes that with every breath.
It's a loving fervor.
Zealotry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds corny, but especially showing the stories and things that I've done, obviously various gods included. Possibly a lighthearted connection, not a heavy one, but just still like someone of similar respect in this situation. Almost like having his ear just a small bit.
I think the paladins will offer to keep watch, and you guys make your way to sleep. And I don't imagine you are awakened before Mage decides to start rolling buckets downhill.
Buckets.
So, early morning. It is day 11. You have gotten the text. Made you wake up, and today is the day. You walk outside the magnificent mansion. It's set to fade in a few hours. What are you guys going to do in your happy village of Breel?
Ashen's gonna look for Malia.
Where do they find
in-
you, Malia?
Wait, what time of day is it? Early morning?
Very early.
Probably asleep.
Mage gets out of bed with you, goes outside and goes, "All right, where's Molly?" Let's say it's
unless she's still with Rowan in the twin bedroom.
Also a total possibility. It's totally up to you
Right.
guys.
Can I also add find familiar for Rowan for when we start moving again? Like the day before?
That you would like to cast Find Familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm like, would
Do you
Rowan like
mean-
a cat, a lizard, or a weasel?
Oh, kids love weasels.
Right.
Whizzles.
It's a ferret.
Like something
Oh,
that
no,
I...
wait, actually, I got you.
Doesn't
Hold on.
matter.
What's it called? It's the cat with wings.
Oh yeah, that thing's adorable. He's so
Tressym.
grouchy. The art is so grouchy, but they're adorable.
Like
yeah,
something
it's a
that could literally keep an eye on Rowan.
Yes, yes, I got you. Hold on.
So especially if we're gonna start moving again. Especially moving forward,
shit.
I won't be able to like my spell slot will be like specifically reserved for Rowan. Also. Well, what is this?
My image thing isn't working. Hold on. Copy image. Paste. There we go.
Hey. He's fluffy.
Image broken.
No, not. No, it not broken. I promise. Yeah, you summon a Tressym. It is not only a cat, which is very watchful, but it does have the ability to fly and corral a child. It is, however, the size of a regular cat. But with your ability to control its intelligence and disposition.
Okay. Its name is Biko, I've decided. It means rice
Okay.
cake.
Excellent.
It's fucking adorable.
So Ashen will track down Malia and in turn Rowan. Malia, gather your things.
Okay.
I'm going to take Rowan to Ashlyn. If that's alright with you.
Is that all right with Ashlyn?
She'll be fine. I can't contact her.
Mage doesn't know sending.
No.
That's why
No,
I
I
hate
was
Potter.
relying on Wish for that.
Jesus Christ.
You would like
Would
to
you
leave
have-
Rowan with Ashlyn?
Yes. We're certainly not taking him with us.
Will she be able to keep him safe?
She's kept herself safe.
And that's an entirely different question.
We either leave him
Oh.
here or we take him to Ashland.
I'd definitely feel more comfortable with Ashlyn, but perhaps we should speak to her first.
Rowan, if you have anything outside the mansion, please gather it. We're going to be heading out.
Okay. Wait, we were building a race car. Can we bring that? Me and Steno.
We can bring the race car, but we can't bring your friend.
Oh. Well, Steno should have the race car. And then we built the track here. Make a lot of sense. Okay. And runs off to go get his stuff.
We can come back to visit soon. It's okay.
Yeah, most of his belongings are things that you bought a couple days ago when you were in the city. Like
Mm-hmm.
new pairs of clothes for him that are not like hand-me-downs from the people in town. That he does have a couple of those. The like 2 or 3 toys that you're able to purchase. He's got one of those classic like ball cup toys that he's gonna go recover. There's some small like wooden toy cars that he can, or like wagons and things that he can grab and pack up. That's all done in short order. Being a child, you do have to remind him what he's doing once or twice, but in short order, things are packed. It only takes about an hour.
And I will cast teleport to return us to Lantern Watch.
Hold on. Bang! Lantern Watch.
Bugger.
Ashlyn is getting beauty sleep done.
Psst,
Beauty
Ashlyn, wake
rest.
up. Psst, Ashlyn. Ashlyn starts. Hey, we're going to leave Rowan with you for an undecided amount of time.
Malia would also talk to Rowan.
It's just like, yeah, sure. Drop a
Yeah.
child into my lap. I'm not doing anything. I don't want to have to rebuild a life here after getting kidnapped. It's your bullshit. Ashen, God.
Imagine getting-
You're the world's
should
best
roleplay it.
sister.
I know. It doesn't make it better. Well, it does, but okay. Hey, Ashen. Long time no see. I mean, I'm sorry. Rowan. Whoops. Wrong name.
Freudian slip.
Mm.
Ashlyn, sorry to put this on you so suddenly.
You're not the one I'm gonna hold accountable for it. I know you would. You're in need, and I'm happy to help you.
Are you able to keep him below the radar of anything that might be looking for him?
Yeah. Yeah, we could.
Magical or otherwise?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I could put him in with the. Yeah, no, that could work. Rowan, how do you feel about the theater? He's like, what's that? I lived in a village. My toys are made out of wood, cloth. Yeah, Ashlyn and Rowan will take some time and kind of, she devises a plan where she will, I don't know, she's taken up some work as an actress just because it was an easy job to get is when she was back to pay for the room she's currently staying in before she gets back into the high society, rebuilding the position that she lost. He could work under an assumed name with her, maybe a backstage sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Keep him out of sight, keep him close to her, and if needed be, he's just another face of like young boys holding sticks that have light cast on them on the side of the
But like the
stage.
magical searching concern?
That she is less able to provide out of hand. Let me double check what spells I gave her, but she's not an incredibly powerful caster. Her highest level is only level 4, and she's a sorcerer rather than a wizard. Sorceress. In terms of keeping him from someone who might want to scry or detect him in that way, you and I talked about a couple of options that would be more permanent. I'm not sure exactly what she would be able to do. She's... Oh wait, was non-detection a spell that she could learn?
Or is there perhaps an item we could buy?
I would say if you spent some time in the city, you could probably find an item of non-detection. It'd be a bit pricey. But
Oh
you
yeah,
could
4
do
platinum.
that. She has the...
And money. She has money.
She does have money. And if that is as important to you as it is to... as it seems... I see something.
Because I feel like this is a realistic concern that she would have.
Sure, absolutely. So, one thing that she would absolutely be able to do, this is sort of like a half measure, but there's an item called a Lantern of Revealing. And what this would do is it reveals invisible creatures and objects that are inside the lantern's light, which would also reveal the invisible sensory organ of Scry. That said, that's something actively that you would have to do. You would have to constantly be buying oil and shining it around and looking for things that are invisible. So a ring of non-detection I would price at probably 10,000 G. So 1,000 platinum. which is a little bit outside of the price range of someone who was just kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I imagine she has enough standing to get a loan, a small loan of a small loan of 1,000 platinum, which is literally like $1 million. If you could promise to pay her back, I think is how that would go. Unless I don't know. I've sort of abstracted this into pitching you a scene because I'm not sure exactly how.
Malia isn't above considering stealing the item either.
That's another consideration, but they would be looking for the item even more in that case, which would make him having it a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because a child having an expensive magical item is already going to draw attention. No, she can learn non-detection, so you just need to buy her the spell scroll for non-detection. Which is only
Okay.
going to be 300 gold or 30 platinum. So you just need to raise that money. Which I believe between you and Mage you could do.
Okay. I mean, Malia would also explain to Rowan that she can see and hear him and check on him through Biko. But if that seems to be our best option, okay.
So the only thing is that once you're a certain distance away from your familiar, you won't be able to communicate with it telepathically. It has to be within 100 feet of you.
But it will act independently?
Yes.
But will I notice if it's gone?
I'll say yes. If it is destroyed by hostile magic or action, I would say that I would assume you would feel that in the same way that you feel when a concentration spell is ended.
Okay. Then I guess I will just have to trust Ashlyn and Biko. And if I'm able to, we'll directly check on Rowan.
Where did... How many APODs are there? There's not still an extra APOD, right?
No, I'm pretty
You don't
sure.
exactly have money.
I'm pretty sure Liana kept hers. So
For the pictures.
Ace. Yeah.
Yeah, Liana kept hers for the pictures.
Yeah, I mean, I can just give Rowan my my APOD because Ashen really doesn't use theirs.
If that's how that scene would go.
Are there any contacts specific to you?
No.
Okay.
I think I have Vega, but
Does everybody have Vega?
no.
It was a big deal. People were like, I want to get Vegas fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mage just got it. Mage gave him the autism riz.
yeah, I think it was a big deal because Chris wanted it so bad and couldn't get it.
Right, yeah, Chris was fiending.
Okay, but someone else in the group
Desperate.
does have Vegas' number.
Yes.
Okay.
Caitlin texted her
Yeah,
today.
it
or
was
yesterday.
me and Petra had it.
Okay. In case of whatever reason, since we're meeting back up.
Here you are, Rowan. The sliding code is an M for Malia. Used to say Ash didn't already have Roblox on their phone.
Yeah.
Be good for Aunt Ashlyn.
You can use this to contact me at any time about anything. You can send pictures of Biko if you want.
He takes pictures? Wait, what's a picture?
It's like a painting, except it captures the image of. I'll just show him on the phone. Take a picture of our shoes together.
Okay.
I'll show how to
He
send messages
goes
and all
around
that.
the house and starts taking pictures of his shoes standing on different parts of the floor. There's a picture of him in the kitchen tiles. There's a picture in the bathroom tiles. Then there's the living room, the carpet, and the dining room with the wood floor.
Does it need to be charged?
No,
Is it like a
it's
phone?
it's a magical object.
Okay.
Just
It runs-
uses
It runs on-
electricity. Yeah,
Okay.
the power of the friendship and the strength of your love.
Nice. Okay. Making sure. Because sometimes
That's
these
why-
kids.
That's why Ash and Zori's at 20%.
Okay.
So you're gonna leave? Where are you
Where
gonna
we're-
go?
Where we're going, it's not safe. I'm not entirely sure where that might take us, but I will come back. I promise. And I will call you and message you as often as I can.
Okay. So like next week?
Maybe. But it might be longer than that.
So like next week in a day?
I'll talk to you every day,
Okay.
okay?
And then we're gonna go home after?
Malia looks like she's like going to burst into tears and then cools it. Her face is like neutral again. Like, yes, we're gonna go home.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be good for Ashlyn, and you can study. You can also study.
Oh,
while
here
I'm
you
there.
go, and I'll drop
Studying.
my just pile of ancient scrolls.
I hate studying.
Here you go, Ashlyn. Here's 196 ancient scrolls of history.
Here's these priceless relics that
Oh.
belong in a museum, kid.
Cool.
Have
Thanks.
fun.
Oh. She has a like a takeout bag that she dumps some garbage out of and starts bagging up the scrolls. Hangs it on the back of a door handle. Cool. Man, these are a lot of very old scrolls. She picks one up at a large rip. Oh, jeez, really dry.
Veins are bulging out of Ashen's neck as they try to restrain themselves. Alright, we're gonna go.
You didn't have to do that.
We're gonna go.
Thank you. Okay. You have Ashlyn, you have Biko, and you have Mom's amulet. Okay. She'll hug him tight.
He will hug you back equally tightly. But when he lets go, he immediately goes to turn to play, with one of his toys that he brought along. Clearly not the gravity of this doesn't seem to reach him.
Okay. She'll kiss the top of his head and his hair, and then walk out with me
he
with
rubs his
Ashlyn.
head.
Oh, if you're ever in danger, maybe you can borrow this, and I'll pull out the staff of fireballs real slowly.
Give that
For
to
who?
Ashlyn.
Wait, for who are you giving that to?
Rowan.
No, give that to Ashlyn.
What?
Ooh.
Fireball.
Is that
Right.
an Elvish rune for fire?
It was given to me, I think, by Liana, if I recall correctly,
Mm-hmm.
as a parting gift. This is very important to me, Ashlyn. Because I don't have the spell. So I would
Keep it?
Well, maybe it would serve you better now than it would serve me.
Okay. So you're leaving a lot of stuff with me. You gonna come back and get all this, or is this one of those? You're gonna.
I think Ashen would cut her off when she says you're gonna come back and hug her.
Oh, okay. Definitely more again. Ashlyn is more perceptive, right? So she is you're acting like you're not gonna come back. And she kind of holds you real tight and goes, "You could tell me. There's what's happening."
I don't know yet.
Okay. I'm gonna expect to hear from you on the magic box.
Ashen pats her shoulders. You do good for yourself. Nods. Malia, come on.
Make sure he checks the A-pod. You're also free to do that also. All right, thank you, bye.
Yes. Make sure he texts me. All
Do you,
right.
have,
Is Ashlyn
you gotta make
home?
sure he eats too.
Oh right. Oh god. Okay. I'll go to the store right now.
Thank you. Alright, bye. And then I'll take Molly's hand and cast teleport on Zaren's hair.
Wait, one more thing. And in an eternal moment, you hear her yell, her scream, as you are whisked away to a faraway land of back south, close to where you were before. Rowan is staying with Ashlyn. You two coming with me. You're coming to Mardania. You cast the spell. You appear next to Zaren. Zaren, it is early to mid-morning in this bustling city that has been on your nerves from day one. Adelante is, as every day, cooped up, studying, doing bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
We cooped up.
And they just appear how you said it's early morning, dawn,
mid-morning.
Mid morning.
Let's say it's 10 p.m., 10 a.m.
He's probably just about to leave the house or like wherever they're staying. So, probably getting ready. He's naked changing. Yes.
God damn it.
You've
Yes!
done it. You
Get
figured out
another
the
eyeful.
code.
Oh no.
He just finished getting washed, and he came out of the restroom. As he's about to put on a towel, you guys appear right in front of him, and you see him completely naked. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And he just yells really, really loud, surprised, shocked, and then covering himself as a late reaction.
Malia just goes, well, looks around for the door. Take your time getting dressed. We're here. Leaves.
Leave. Okay. And then I think he would be just like, "Holy crap, you guys are back?"
Maybe a little annoyed.
And yeah. He would be like, "Holy crap, you guys are back? Couldn't you guys have teleported to Adelante? I'm kind of naked right now." As he's
I
tucking
think we
his-
should text first next time.
He's like, "Oh, I never checked my I don't even know where it's at. What's it called? That thing." And he just motions the phone thing, a pod thing. And
You pull on pants. You are no
Yeah.
longer naked.
yeah, he puts on pants and he's like, he doesn't seem that excited to see them. He'll just be like, "Can you leave the room? Do you mind?" As he's like strapping
Zarin,
on.
we've all seen your cock before. Get over it. Where is Adelante?
He would shrug. "I don't know.
Wh-
Somewhere."
What
And
do
he
you...
would like, he'd point like at like in a direction, and going towards like kind of the middle of the city. He's like, "Some white building. I don't know. Looks full of books." And then he would just turn around and continue to get ready.
Are you two fighting?
No.
You're
We
a
made
little
love
moody.
last night.
Oh, ugh.
We're
Okay.
Oh
fine.
my god.
And then he would just he's like, "I'm gonna make some breakfast. Y'all want some?"
No, we have to go.
Oh. Oh, okay. And then he'll just get his shit really quick. Doesn't have a lot. And then open the door. Molly is there. He'll say, "Sorry, you saw that." And then just say, "Well, I guess follow me. I'll take you to her." Kind of. I don't really know exactly where she's at, but I'll show you the building.
Can't like sniff her out or anything.
Ugh, fine.
Molly is listening, but I feel like she doesn't seem like she's 100% there.
Right. Yeah, I think as they get closer, he'll like sniff. Fucking dog.
If you actually sniff into the mic.
Yeah, he'll be like,
Immersion.
and he's like, "Ah, this way." Yeah, and eventually, after going through the fancy stone building, the marble building of this library of sort, there's a study room, and he just like knocks on it.
You just knock on the door, And you
Yeah,
hear,
he'll knock once and then just barge in.
and she goes, "If I swear, if you didn't bring me the books, I'm going to."
And then, yeah, nothing in hand, but he's like, ta-da, look what I brought.
Oh, thank God! Wait, you're saying this is over, right? We're doing things now.
Have you checked your APOD, APID?
Hey, pay.
Not today. I've been reading.
Let me inform you that they've released Jacob.
Oh yeah, I heard about that part. This is gonna be. It'll be a weird conversation for me and him, I think. All right, well, are we going now, or is this like a we're staying around sort of thing?
Where are we?
Mardania, capital of the split.
I don't-
She points out the window, and for the first time, you're in a building tall enough to have a view. And you can look out over rows and rows of houses that all cluster around a large hill that is wrapped around by the Gihon River and leads into Lake Kor. You can see that there are gigantic walls that surround this city. Two of them very close together that rise several 100 feet into the air, completely enclosing the city and the lake itself. These walls go out so far that it is hard to see the entirety of them, though you're looking out over the lake. And on top of the hill is a very big, very old-looking building that is not really a castle, but would be more close to something like a manse, which is a much older style of building, especially in this world.
Do you have some place we can stay?
Well, if you got him, you were at our apartment, so I mean, that would work perfectly fine, I'd imagine. Unless you want to pay for an inn, but we've got space plenty for the two of you. It is just the two of you, right? You didn't bring the kid.
No.
Oh,
We're caring, not careless.
I don't know. You never know. You never know.
Well, if this is how you react to children, you should be very careful with all that unprotected sex you have.
You got the goat skins condoms going. Don't worry about it.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. I don't
Nope.
think so.
Nope.
Lesser restoration.
I just wanted to hear you correct it and see which one of. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I hope that works. We can head back there now. I think I'm done for today. My head feels like it's going to explode.
Fantastic. I will not have the ability to transfer us to the remainder of the party. So we will be crashing at your house tonight.
Sounds good to me. Who's hungry?
You are aware I can simply summon my tower.
Right, but don't you want to just go and have some dinner at an actual restaurant for once?
I would rather have the
come on.
sanctity of something that is not able to be scried upon this plane.
Oh, come on. I'll pay for it. Come on. It'll be nice. You'll like it.
I love when Adelante willfully ignores what a person says. My fucking
I-
favorite. And that's not a dig at your character. Like, it's literally, it's so her. I fucking love it.
Allow me to emphasize something, Adelante.
Alright.
We are in the end game now.
I know.
I ask that you bring a bit more severity.
Right,
on
right,
now.
right.
She's
I've
just
got
trying
to
to be nice. Come on.
I've got to be hyper serious when we're going to crash at my apartment for an. This hardly feels like saving the world right now, but alright. Whatever.
Saren,
Huh?
can you bring us back to the apartment? I wasn't paying attention on our trip here.
Oh. Yeah. But are you sure you don't want to get a little sightseeing? You just want to go back? That's it? Alright. Just notices no response and he just goes, I'm not gonna bother. And then he just starts walking.
Just walk
Alright,
behind.
you guys make your
Get
way
next to
back.
Molly and just crawled up his ass.
Did she hear you? I
Molly.
don't know if she heard you.
I don't
Star.
Wait, crawled up his ass? What?
What
Yeah, I
crawled
said,
up?
like-
What crawled up his ass?
Oh, he like walked next to Molly and crawled up his ass. I was like, what?
No.
I'm trying to make sense. of what
Slash
this
slash
was.
emote crawls up your ass.
Flash emote.
I think they're antsy to get moving again.
Oh, well, we're not getting moving anywhere if we get the rest of that be here. So maybe a little bit much on the intensity. But I get it. So I'm not gonna say anything. We walk.
And then
Can we just get
after-
takeout for dinner? Can we just get something delivered or something?
You, Malia literally sees like a couple of street carts as they're walking by and just diverts and buys four things of food and walks back over to rejoin the party. Like barely loses a step as you pull some corn dogs off the stand.
Corn dogs.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
no
was
way.
picturing something that's ready.
Hello food?
kebabs.
Something nicer.
Let's see. What would be a classic Mardanian food? They actually serve out quite a bit of freshwater fish. And some foods are priced a little bit higher because they're what's called inside the wall places. They only serve food that's prepared from food and like produce animals that live or are grown inside of the walls.
That's like this point.
Mm. Okay. But we get like takeout containers. So we do have a taste of the local cuisine without investing the time and sitting down in a restaurant.
Where anybody would look at the four of you and go, "What the fuck?"
A good compromise. Is Zeren still tits out?
Usually.
Yeah.
Always. Unless
Even if they're wearing a shirt, it's an open shirt.
And Adelante has to be like, come on, just wear it for like hours, and then he'll do it.
You'll catch a cold, sweetie.
Just wear it. You can't have your nipples out around here all the time. It's not gonna kill you, I promise.
Just staring everybody in the face.
Where's the set quote? Rips off the sleeves. Okay, fine.
And money on that shirt.
Okay.
All right, you guys make it back.
Does Aren look like he has any? I was a question about what Adelanta said earlier.
Oh no, that
About
question.
The curse?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like the
Yeah.
stick. Up.
No, I meant the curse. I was
Oh.
like, oh, we'll just talk more about that later in person. Like, how concerned should we be? How is Zaren feeling? Maybe once we all sit down and are back with our food.
Mm,
I am going to drop the mansion in the middle of their living room.
Is that every
Water,
one of
I'm
your
dying.
high level slots?
That would be, yeah. Seven,
That's
8, 9.
8, and 9. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I texted, see you tomorrow.
Okay. All right, you get back to the apartment. You cast the spell. You bring in the food. You sit down at one of the tables. You ask how Zoran is.
do you ask Seren directly, or do you ask Adelante that?
Malia?
Probably looking at Zaren, saying, Adelanta mentioned about your curse. Is it getting worse?
Oh. He would like nervously scratch the back of his head. Yeah, about that. He kind of looks, I didn't get to get the art out, but he does look a little different. He's like a little bit bigger, even in height. Muscle like definitions a little bit more showing. His like fangs are a little bit more pronounced. Whenever he talks, you can see them more. There's like small vague features on him. Like you're like he mostly looks the same, but it's very small changes to him. And as he's talking, he's a little nervous about that, and he would turn and look at Adelante, and just then nervously look back at Malia, and then he's like, yeah, so because I no longer have that medallion that my sister took from me, the curse took over a couple weeks ago, and now at every full moon or randomly I could transform into this beast that I can barely control. And he doesn't mention that what he did at the village. Other than that, I'm fine, I guess.
Amalia will look at Adelanta to see if she agrees with whatever Zaren's saying. She's concerned. She's trying to figure out.
Yeah, mostly just like silent nodding. Probably goes over to reach for like probably records she's been keeping of like physical changes. So like how his body's changed from the curse. things like maybe a little bit more muscle mass. Maybe he's like a tad bit taller, things like that. We don't exactly know how this is going to progress, but I've been tracking it since it started. The one thing that I'm hoping for is that it won't be a permanent transformation at one point, but we're hopeful.
Okay. Well, I suppose that's all you can do at the moment.
Sadly, I would like to solve the problem, but it's not exactly within my power to just get rid of this sort of curse, I don't think.
Zarin would just like wave his hand up and down, kind of like, nah. It's fine, it's fine. I'm sure I can figure it out.
And there you go, saying it's fine again, when it's probably not if we don't do anything about it.
Well, you said so yourself. You have other things you need to worry about, and other things are obviously more important right now. With this, guy that woke up. I don't know. Just
Jacob
don't worry
Evening
about
Star,
it.
the first man.
Yeah.
It's still a concern of mine, even if it's not primary at the moment. So, I'm just going to do my best and, keeping track of it and let you know what I see. And if we have another incident, then, well, I'll have to talk about it, I'm sure.
Just restrain me. It's fine.
If only it were that easy.
It is. Mage does that thing. He points his fingers at me and puts me in a different place anytime he got annoyed with me. Just do that.
Right. Just do that.
Yeah.
It seems like it's just a wait and see situation right now.
Moment, sadly, yes.
What was the nature of the amulet that you had that your sister took?
Oh, the medallion.
The medallion.
Essentially, the medallion just suppresses the curse, so it weakens it. And for me, since I wasn't that connected to that sort of energy, whatever curse, I didn't really transform as often regularly. But now that it's gone, it could happen. And since it was suppressed for so long, I don't know how it will react or how it would be now after he would like take out his fingers, start counting. He's a dumbass.
Is this something a lot of people in your village deal with?
Yes, and he's like, after counting, he's like, I haven't transformed since I was maybe 18, 17 years old. Keep in mind, he's 25. 25, 26-ish. He's like, yeah, so my people, the tribe, we're all, he kind of like, it's kind of hard for him to talk about it. He's kind of getting like angry. He's like, we're essentially just trained to try to control this curse and transform into it in and out and train to fight with it, since it makes us significantly stronger. We get benefits from it, and in order for us to find out what triggers the curse, so you can trigger it on command when you get skilled with it or learn it they have to test you whether pain triggers the curse to come out, or if it's some sort of if it's linked with a specific emotion or a specific action that you do or something that you think. Since I was never fully trained in it, I don't know what triggers it. For me, it's just the full moon will come out and I'll just transform under its light. For others, they can just shift in and out at ease, and it's not the same for me. I don't know what's gonna happen. It is dangerous, but I'm sure I'll recognize all of you and I won't hurt you. Right? He would look at Adelante. Is that what you found out? Something like that? And then he's just like nervously shaking his leg. Tapping it.
Well, I can't really tell you for certain that it won't happen. It won't be an uncontrollable sort of transformation, but I think that we can at least help alleviate the problem a little bit. It's more manageable than you might think, at least at the moment.
Okay.
There hasn't been an incident in some time now.
Not until the next full moon, we'll find out. I guess. He mumbles.
Hoping that if you close your eyes and don't look at it, nothing.
Yeah, you don't think I tried that?
Well, I doubt it, but you know.
How do you feel in the mansion?
Wishful thinking.
In the mansion? Well, I haven't been in it since the last time, and I had the amulet at that time, so...
You are in it right now.
Oh, they went inside? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were just sitting in the apartment. Like,
No.
their table. Okay, I didn't know they went
Right.
inside.
Like, would the moon's glow affect you in the mansion?
DM?
There's no moon.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
You can't turn into a great ape if there's no moon.
right?
Yeah.
Naruto.
And you
Could
do
try
have
that.
all of us. Like,
Yeah,
keeping
you-
you in check, for sure.
Yeah, you guys can all beat me to death if that happens.
Knock him the fuck out. Get his legs.
Not on the to-do list.
Definitely not beating death. Probably unconscious, but not.
Yeah, I'm sure you would like to do that.
Well, no,
What?
it would pain me. It would really pain me great. But if it has to happen,
Nah.
Can we discuss Ku's message?
of course, yeah.
Not to break up this heartwarming reunion we're having. How do you feel about that? The decision they've made to release Jacob, and
Oh,
the
you
request
mean-
to retrieve the spellbook.
You mean the first man, the perfect being, the most loyal servant to a force that opposes me entirely? Not great.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Adelante, I think a lot of the Kinder gods oppose each other.
It doesn't. Really doesn't.
They seem to trust Jacob.
Do they? That's
I wouldn't go that far. I think they more use him as a catalyst.
Well, barely enough to free him and try to find his spellbook.
Oh, you mean our numbskulls?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the concerning part.
Well, I've told them not to give him a spell book. That would be terrible. Will they listen to me? Maybe. That's variable. That's what I'm worried about.
May I propose something to
Go right
all of
ahead.
you? And I'm going to say this on open mic. I do believe it would be highly beneficial for us to stop the Darrakan. But I would not see it blind, or perhaps ignorant, to retrieve this spellbook for our own use.
You mean so that you can use
Well, I am
it? Not-
the one that reads the arcane.
Well, of course. Not so sure Jacob happy with that. You might have...
Lily, you sound really far and you keep breaking up.
My mic.
Amalia will like narrow their eyes at Ashen.
Well, I'm not really certain that would go over well. I'd really not want to fight, but maybe we can convince.
Hello?
Hello?
She's breaking up a lot. Hello?
Should I disconnect? Should I disconnect them? There's sank into
Oh.
the swamp.
Yep. Wrap,
Florida
wrap,
is now underwater.
whip, whop.
Hello. Okay, can I be heard?
Stutteringly.
God.
You might need to switch to
Say
Pokemon.
she sells seashells by the seashore.
You gave
Can't
it the good
say
old
it.
college try.
Can't do it.
She broke.
Maybe
What the
we
hell?
can ask him, right? What can we ask him? I don't want to fight over the book. Yeah, Pushitaku is more consistent. One spellbook, please. What can possibly go wrong?
I also
She
just
doesn't say
want to
that.
say for context, we have never heard that Jacob is like a Ashur simp before.
A Karoxin.
The bad one.
I
We have never
literally-
heard that before.
I literally got it when I was studying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that because Atlanta's like, wow, I can't believe they betrayed me like this.
Oh,
We didn't fucking know that.
oh. Accidental metagaming. I would like to emphasize to the three of you here that we were to discuss and meet prior to his release. Correct?
Nod.
That was the
Shrug.
plan.
Yeah.
I would also like to bring point that war seems to have perhaps instigated current events. Correct?
Yeah, a little bit.
Malia will look off into the distance for maybe half a second too long and come back and shrug.
And perhaps we supplied war's #1 fangirl with a great amount of power
You mean
and handing
Kate?
over. Yes,
Oh,
Caitlin.
okay.
By handing over our amulets.
Oh.
Do you believe there is a reason why Caitlin and Ku would go ahead and release Jacob? a known enemy to Adelante's goddess.
They hate you.
And then request us to power him with an arsenal, a spellbook, nonetheless.
Well,
What are his intentions? And between Caitlyn and Ku, is this really what they think is best? How is this whole thing going to be resolved?
well, I'm going to hope that we can do it without having to, well, do what I don't want to do, what none of us want to do. And maybe they just don't know. Maybe they were led astray. Although I'm not so sure about that part.
I do not necessarily know if Caitlyn would have considered herself led astray.
Also true. Not the questioning sort. Definitely not of divinity either.
Well, what about Ku? I can't imagine. Ku would easily be led astray either.
That
Ku
one is a
caused-
wild card.
Ku caused a fungal infection upon the northern world. I believe she's calculating, but I also believe she's more deviant than she is caring of consequence. She's assisted me in many situations. I think perhaps she just acts upon who's in company. But Ku has somebody with her now. And I've seen that glimmer in her eye. I don't think she had any harmful intentions. At the very least, to threaten Aiden.
I don't believe any of us have any harmful intentions.
No, but some of us do not act unless a celestial being whispers in our ear. It's not Caitlyn's actions that I'm worried about, it is that of which war wishes.
Amalia's eyes hardened for a moment, like she took that statement a little personally. And looks back at Saran and says, "It looks like another wait-and-see situation, while we move forward as much as we can.
He would shrug.
We'll have to talk to them directly."
Well, that'll be tomorrow, so... The anticipation.
Do you know of the War of the Gods?
Who are you talking to?
The table.
There, no.
Do I know it? I've seen it and experienced it in vivid detail.
Are you aware of the second meeting for the Order of Balance?
Am I?
Make me a history check. Very high DC.
No.
Upon my research, I found that there was a second meeting for the Order of Balance. Originally, they were brought together to conceal the devils, and in which it was the greatest. Oh, I think I wrote that down. The greatest loss of elven kind, and their king killed. The second meeting was to banish the gods, from my understanding, to far-off planes. We've been to one with Mentor. They walked this world. And I fear they wish to bring around some sort of apocalypse to walk it once more. It was under this second meeting that they had banished Jacob to where he was. Growing under possession of the Death Mask. But do you not also find it coincidental that those amulets held evil? That the Darrakan wished for it?
I had found it strange that items that were supposed to be housing good would hold beings of evil and destruction in them, yes. But they would be guarded by monsters that could consume the radiance of a god.
That these monsters were sealed. That Velexar was sealed.
Hmm.
And now Jacob follows Korak.
It is, well, odd is an understatement. But I was told by a sheriff at one time that he forgave Jacob for working against him in some manner, but not in any detail what it was or what happened.
I understand that we wish to preserve and help our friends. But I fear